that I needed to see, I saw.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube Live. Welcome to Toy Talk. We have started our Facebook, your number two, and then we'll launch our local. But today we will launch a two-part series on the Oscars, fashion and function. We'll talk about in the first session about the fashions that we noticed, things that we liked, things we didn't like, the fashion trends that were challenging but engaging, and some that were a little bit more of a protest. The second one, we'll talk about the function, about those who were nominated for awards, what they won, and those who didn't win and why they won. This year was mired in a lot of inclusivity, equality, and diversity, not only in those who were nominated, those works that were nominated, but the winners too. So this will be a two-part series on the Oscars. Thank you for joining us. And we have one more to launch, and then we'll get started on our session. Tell the truth. You're looking it up right now, aren't you?
That's already pulled up.
That's why I like it.
I came prepared, okay?
You always do. You always do. And let's see. He told me I could take you off. Why can't I get you? Yes. You are not. Oh my gosh.
And you can hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Great.
Now my question is, can people see you? This is going to be interesting. All right, love. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Don't forget, we got intro music, so we'll be around 20 minutes because we have intro and then we have exit music.
Yes.
All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Toy Talk with Dr. Tasha Toy, a talk show with probative interviews about relationships, self-care, and so much more. No batteries included. It's time for Toy Talk. Here's Dr. Tasha Toy.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Toy Talk. We are glad to have you with us. This is going to be a two-part series. It's always great to welcome you into St. George. Of course, we have our wonderful co-partner in crime, Dr. Karen Reed Hendon.
Hello, St. George.
St. George. First of all, before we go any further, I'd like to say welcome and thank you. Those of you who don't think we notice or hear you, we do. We have had between 40 and 65 people to actually pay attention and listen to us on Facebook. Yes, I forgot to tell you that. We're becoming worldwide. What? Tell your friends. Tell your friends. We are on the internet. We are on YouTube. We have our own subscription area. So we're trying to do some little things around here. But thank you very much to those 45 to 65 people who have listened to our podcast. If you're in St. George, thank you very much. If you're beyond the borders of St. George and out into the Twitter and in the podcast universe, thank you. We appreciate you. And you know. How you feel about that, Karen?
That is pretty exciting. That is pretty exciting.
People can see you. You blushing. You are blushing. I can't. It's big, because the mama. We're not gonna call her name because she only. Well, she's a showbiz mom. She's like, how many people watching? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, well, why are you doing it? So now I got numbers. I'm justified.
65. Thank you.
Quantitatively. I'm making an impact. So thank you very much, those of you who are on YouTube, those of you who are on Facebook Live, and also those who will be watching us again on our individual and our podcast. Thank you so much for joining us and making that does not mean that we weren't still on our game. I know I did, watch the Oscars. And so all this past week on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram, June Ambrose, I'll tell you, thank you so much for sharing on the
She's true.
Instagram. I'm you and Lovey. You think I didn't see you, Lovey? I saw you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
True.
Those two young ladies gave us all of the insights on the fashion and the people and gave us commentary that's beyond compare. And so the first hour will be about the Oscars, about the fashion. And how does fashion work within our lives of where we're living, and the difference between, for me, I would say St. George, and also on the East Coast, where I used to live in North Carolina, Georgia, and Jersey. And the reason why I wasn't here is because I was escorting some students to Jersey City to a conference, student leadership conference. Love the kids.
Mm-hmm.
But it took me back to my Jersey. Fashion was something big. So we'll talk about that in the first hour. The second hour, we'll talk about the function of the Oscars. Last year, and a couple of years ago, there was this big swell of Oscars So White. And it was not just for the next 2 weeks. And we hope that you join us and that you are learning a lot. And if you have anything, always remember you can share with us at ToyTalk. That is ToyTalk, the number 2, the letter U, at gmail.com. So let's get started.
Right.
So Karen, I don't know about you, but Billy Porter was the first one on the red carpet. Billy Porter had this beautiful Christian Siriano. First of all, Christian, I remember when you were on the runway.
Yes, fashion runway.
Yes, you were on the competition with Heidi, and I just loved your realness. And I like that you went from a size 00 all the way to a 24. I love all of it. Yes, the jersey came all of it. Now we're laying all of it. So with that being said, Christian styled or did a dress for Billy Porter. Now, Karen, have you seen it?
She looked phenomenal. Oh, yeah.
Explain it to the people what we experience. Not what do we see, what do we experience?
So I know for myself, when I saw Billy Porter in his gown, I thought he looked phenomenal.
Beyond all of it. Yes, he did.
He really did. And I think that what he did with his wearing his gorgeous couture Christian Siriano, he made, I think, probably the biggest statement of all, like just be you, whatever that may be for you. And there's been a lot of conversation around whether or not his wearing a gown is actually the emasculation of men, which that's ridiculous.
I'll help you know.
That's ridiculous.
So for those of you who have not seen it, go online and take a look at it. Mr. Porter, Billy Porter, I'll just say Billy Porter, had the first half top was a beautiful traditional sense nod to classic Hollywood with a black tux, with a bow tie and a white crisp shirt. And it was very at it from the waist up. It would be the traditional tux that you expect. However, from the waist, it was a beautiful cinching. And then it had this billowing big, beautiful ball gown with a train that was black, and it was all one piece. I did not have a chance to look at the shoes. Wish I would, because it would have also given me everything I needed in life. But the thing about it was this beautiful partnership, merging of masculine on the top, feminine, beautiful gown, elegance, freedom, as Billy Porter shared, of the gown. And it was,
there it is.
It was just, it's indescribable, because it was what you expect. You expect any Hollywood siren to wear. A big billowing, it had the poofiness, had the fullness, it had the floatiness. And when he walked, he floated, he glided. And Karen is right. There has been a lot of discussions. One discussion was, like you said, did he challenge masculinity? Especially since he's a black male. Did he take us back a couple of decades? I
don't think so.
I don't think so either. And also in the time of, we have got to have a few minutes about Mr. Smollett and his situation, in light of what Jesse Smollett, that's his name, right?
Jesse Smollett.
And in the middle of all the things that he was doing, Now, you know, the timing of it, he have been so bold and brazened to a movie.
It was a movie turned into a musical.
Oh, okay. I'll take it. Because I remember the movie. Because who's in the movie?
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yes, he was.
Okay, again, and so, you know, we're talking about this push of you know, fashion for men, like changing the trajectory of masculinity and fashion. I mean, my God, for years.
I see you.
And there's Prince.
All of it, both cheeks.
And we have to remember now that the LGBT community is now getting much more mainstream.
It is.
With being in movie roles, on television, they've always been a part of the fashion scene.
Yeah.
So why not Billy Porter wearing this gorgeous gown on the red carpet? And mind you, that wasn't his only look that night, because he was also given a pair of wide leg palazzo pants to wear on screen when he was doing interviewing on the red carpet.
Nice.
So he was able to kind of go and change up who he was.
But
because that's Billy Porter. And here's Billy Porter don't care what you think.
Hey.
Billy Porter is doing Billy Porter
every day of the week. He actually has okay, so let me just, and I completely agree. I think what he did was move it forward. There is this beautiful video. There's two videos I want to talk about with Billy Porter. Billy Porter was being interviewed on the red carpet, and you know what happens is you walk up to the lights and the gas and the host, and you speak. And he turned, and for them to give it a little bit more authenticity, sometimes they will move the shot smaller, but so you can see everybody in the background. And there is this wonderful, I want to say 7-second video of Glenn Close in that beautiful gold cape dress.
Which was 46 pounds and beating, by the way.
And only that Glenn Close can wear and pull it off. Glenn Close is watching. She walks in and sees Billy Porter up on being interviewed and sees this gown. She very nicely closes her eyes, shakes her head, and throws her head back like, yes. And everybody.
Because he was lit.
She was like, only Billy Porter. So, like you said, it's Billy Porter. Only he can do something like that. No, I'll be honest. He's the only one who's comfortable and secure to wear something like that. So that's one. And then two, Cocoa Butter had the 7 points of Billy Porter advice for life. That was also great because he gave his phenomenal. 7. It was, and the Billy Porter that's on that, Kinky Boots and Poise, because you know, hey, Pose,
incredible.
Okay,
incredible
I
show.
love that show. Thank you, Billy Porter. All of that together, he's the same all the way through, and him living his authentic, truest, transparent, give them the best life. He has really helped me. I don't know about you, Karen, to ask myself, okay. He made me say okay, but he also confirmed what I do, because I like fashion. I'm not a size. I'm not gonna say the numbers because it's none of your business. But
we're not small.
Because I'm a lady.
We'll say that.
I'm a lady. And you don't need to know that I'm a lady.
I'm not small.
No, but
that's okay though.
But it's okay, and he made it feel. It made me feel good and validated my selection in clothes, how I dress myself, how I style myself, which is very different. You know, how you layer and put things together, and
how you carry yourself,
and how you strut. When you go from one meeting to another meeting, when you go from your car to a building, or even from your car to the Walmart, how do you strut? How do you carry yourself? Are you comfortable, or are you just like, oh, I just want to get into the building?
Yes. Yes, and there were plenty of the Oscars red carpet this year. Like for a lot of women, this was one of the first years that I think that we've seen more women in pantsuits or pants ensembles than I think we've ever seen. Normally the Oscars is about the gown. But not this year. We've seen some sharp outfits,
which goes against because you have women wearing pants. You have Billy Porter wearing a ball gown. Amy Poehler, I see you wore black and white. Awkwafina, you did I would say a nod or version of a nod, if you could, to Prince. It was a purple ensemble with a big, beautiful passion bow in the front. And all of them were the traditional wide legs. I would say Awkwafina did purple with her fabric choice was very applique, shimmery look to it. And somebody else had a pantsuit. Do you remember who that was? I knew it was 3 of them.
Melissa McCarthy, she wore a very sharp cape pantsuit set that was to die for.
Melissa McCarthy.
And first of all, let's give it up for her for afterwards, because she changed her clothes when it was for the after party and put on an Adidas track and Nike Dope Man shoes, okay?
My Adidas. Okay, I see you.
I'm going to be comfortable.
And I'm going to go get it, too. I'm going to do me.
Like, do you, I'm going to eat these nachos. Like, do you, I'm going to drink this drink and not worry about whether something falls on me, because I can throw this into the washing machine. Like, that's how you do.
Oh, gosh.
That she was just completely covered.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, she was completely covered. We saw a lot of the one shoulder deals, like with the big over exaggerated shoulder. So a lot of ruffles on one shoulder, a lot of fishtailed gowns. We saw some bright, classy colors. We saw people dressed as mirror balls.
Okay, leave J-Lo alone, okay? I knew you
She wasn't the only one.
But
she
everybody
was the only one dressed as a mirror ball.
Who else was dressed like a mirror ball?
Oh, let me see if I can find her.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, can I just tell you that Jennifer Lopez, okay, was not just a mirror ball. She was shining, okay? But it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous on her. It looked good. It looks really good.
J-Lo can pull that off.
Thank you.
Only J-Lo can pull that off.
And like you said, it was a very demure, because remember back in the day, they used to do the cutouts, and you're just like, you're not even wearing a dress. You're wearing a piece of string that's wrapped around you. Now, it was a lot more. I said it, and I'm not going to take it back. Tell your friends.
You don't have to take it back. Hey. You don't have to take it back. That's fine. You don't have to take it back. Let me see if I can find her. But she was another who, it kind of seemed like a theme, because Michelle Yeoh, her dress had what looked like mirror ball applique at the top of her dress.
True.
But it was a gorgeous, gorgeous dress. She wore Elie Saab.
Oh, but that's the other part of it that I would like to bring out, is that that was one, but something that you said, the star of Crazy Rich Asians, she had this big, beautiful plume pink dress. Pink was a color. Pink and fuchsia. Right. Pink and fuchsia were the color this year. Of course, Tasha's very happy about that.
Angela Bassett wore pink.
Oh, did you see that bold? Pink. Oh, okay.
But there were just a lot of bold colors.
Yes.
And let's give it up for the men, because there were men that also kind of stepped out of their comfort zones and wearing colors in their tuxes, or wearing velvet for the fabric for the tuxes.
That look. Yes.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you, loved velvet 2 years ago when I saw it coming, and I tried to get the husband to wear it. We were going somewhere that was black tie. I was like, I want to you look awesome in velvet, like a black velvet jacket. And it was so hard to find one. It hadn't hit the tuxedo rental. Yeah. I was like, you are so behind the times.
But you got to be able to pull off velvet, though, because not everybody can pull off velvet. Like Captain America, he pulled off that baby blue velvet
okay,
jacket.
Can I just have a pause moment? Captain America was Captain America on the job 24/7, in and out of character, because he helped my girl Regina Hall.
Get up the
Strut
stairs.
up
Yes,
them steps in that white dress. She gave you that leg.
Which was a very sharp. Brenda from 227 will never forget you, boo. She did her thing. She did her thing.
You went back. Look, it's the truth. I remember when. There
Regina
is
King
no
has
place
been working
like
hard
home.
for that day for 30 plus years.
But no place like home. Your family around you, you're never alone. Sorry.
So mirror ball dresses. Brie Larson.
She
was a mirror ball.
She was.
But Molly Sims.
Yes.
Molly Sims also looked like a mirror ball.
Oh, they were very reflective. Very reflective.
They were very reflective.
Very reflective. But you know, here's the thing. I would love to use our remaining time to really just look over our shoulder and at the fashion and say these things. We are very appreciative of those who style the fashion. And we are hoping that this time that we've used and shared with you is not just, oh my gosh, can you see what she or he or they wore? We want you to see that the struggle or your statements are made by what you wear.
Absolutely.
You cannot... Maya Angelou said, you know, when a person shows you who they are, you have to trust them. When first time a person shows you who they are, you have to trust them. And that comes with the fashion. It comes with the clothing. I'm not saying that every time you have to go into Walmart or Target that you have to wear a ball gown. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that the time that you take, the extra moments that you take to put clothes on and to make sure that they fit, that they're clean, that they are all together, it shows that you have a certain type of respect for yourself and the respect for others around you. And that it fits. Everything that is made in your size, you should not put on. I said it.
Yes.
I'm not going to take it back. Just because it makes it...
We know what works for us.
I just side-eyed.
One size fit most.
I just side-eyed everybody. Yes, I'm pointing to you out there in Podland, and I'm pointing to you at St. George. I know you see me, and I'm pointing to you too. Just because it has your number on it, do not put it on your body. Please don't. That's hurting everybody. Not just you, but me. Because I was just trying to get some bread. I was really just trying to get some bread, and here you come with that. I'm hurt.
Well, folks, just know that even in fashion, the number on the tag, even that is relative. So It's all about trying to find the best thing, the best form, fit, and function for you.
Please. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a few more minutes. Like I said, in the last minute, I just want to say that this year was, I feel, a breakout year, even though it wasn't a host there, that this was the year of a lot of statements via fashion. And opulence and unapologetic, I am who I am, all the way from Billy Porter to Lady Gaga and that wonderful Tiffany necklace and earring set that only 3 people in the world have ever worn. That is now back in June Ambrose. You are my Instagram friend, in my head, on my phone. You've taught me so much, and also for those others that are a little less known. And also, as we close out, I would like to say congratulations to the first African-American to win production design at the Oscars. History is constantly being made, and it's very sad that we are still saying these are the first of, but it has to start somewhere, and I'm glad that it started here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Dr. Tasha Toy with Dr. Karen Reed Hendon, and we are here for you. Just remember, the next session will be about, ladies and gentlemen, the fashion, the function of the Oscars. If you want to give us a feedback, remember, ToyTalk, the number 2, you at gmail.com. We are on Twitter at ToyTalk2 and also on Facebook. And don't forget, St. George 100.3 Radio St. George. Give us a look there. Have a good day. See you soon. Say bye, Karen.
Bye.